Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. This is gonna be for the week of the 6th going to the 12th of March. So I'm gonna dive straight into it and let's see what's going on for you guys, okay? Alright, for Libra, please. Thank you. For the week of the 6th to the 12th. Oh, you guys are really connecting to spirit this week. This is kind of crazy. Alright. You could have a very big awakening happening within this week because of the answers that you're seeking or the time that you're spending doing meditation, doing anything to connect to yourself. This could even be journaling. I think you're doing things that help you dive deep into certain parts of yourself. So sorry for touching the mic. To certain parts of yourself. And I think this is kind of enabling you to get answers, to feel more connected, but it kind of feels like a week of answers. That's what it feels like. But let's dive in a little bit deeper for Libra, please. Okay, this is interesting. The Fool, what are we jumping into? Success. Alright, I'm asking what we're holding on to, and it is clarified by the Devil. So this could just be events that you and situations and people, situations that you know are bad for you. This could even be habits, all right? But there is maybe some addiction. There is some temptation to dive into it, to hold on to something. This could be fear-based because that is also what the Devil is all about. So I kind of feel like you're doing some shadow work within this week for you guys here. Libra, it's playing a very big part. Whatever it is that you're doing is to do with yourself. It's like internal work, very clearly. So the Four of Pentacles being a holding back, holding on, kind of holding back energy, paired with the Devil. Again, it could be certain traits, certain habits, certain addictions, certain ways of being, certain fears that are holding you back, because the Four of Pentacles is a holding back energy. This did come out, this Four of Pentacles came out with the Queen of Wands, so something that's stopping you from being your confident, most authentic and loving and bold self. Something is preventing you from being this. Maybe because of certain fears, maybe because of certain routines or habits that you're doing that's stopping you from looking after yourself. The Queen of Wands is someone who's very physically and very beautiful inside and out, basically. So this is you, Libra. But because the Four of Pentacles is here, there's a blockage. Something is a blockage. Whatever you're holding on to could be a past energy. All right, Aries energy, Emperor. Six of Cups could be a father figure, okay, or just could be somebody here who has a big impact on you. Seems to have a big impact on you. All right, underneath the deck, we have Not For You, an unfinished symphony, which is kind of the overall energy. So what you seem to be diving deep into has something to do with, again, something that feels unfinished. If you have, somebody here is the father of your children, Six of Cups and the Emperor. Could be control issues, all right, which can be the case here. Could be something to do with your childhood. This is something that's not serving you. All of this is kind of just making sense exactly to do with this. You are aware of this though, or at least within this week you are becoming aware of it. The Devil energy is very clear. You understand that you're holding on to this Devil energy, and I think this is what's causing you to ask the question of why. Why is this so on my mind so much? Why is this something I'm still holding on to after all this time, or after everything that's been done? Why am I still doing these certain things when I know it's bad for me? Why am I there's this big question, which is good because I think this is what's helping you completely get I've been reading this Tony Robbins book and I really highly recommend it, but I'm just trying to remember the name. I just know it's red, but I think it's Awaken the Giant Within. And basically what it says in there that's ringing the bell for me in your reading is kind of you have to get so sick and tired, or so something has to be so painful that you just don't do it anymore, because you have pain and you have something that gives you a lot of happiness, right? You're always going to choose the one that makes you somewhat happy, even if it's temporary, even if it's not ideally good. If it's something that gives you some sort of happiness or some sort of emotion or something, specifically, this doesn't look good. Whatever it's doing to you, it's not good, but it's giving you something, so your body keeps going back to it. When it becomes so painful that it's just not something you even want to consider anymore, that's when we start to change. All right, when the balance kind of is offset and you're actually happier to do something different and to completely break free from something than you are to hold on to it. Maybe there's a certain idea or ideal perspective or ideal outcome that you're holding on to, like whatever this is. Sometimes it being fear-based means that you get to stay in a comfort zone, and that could bring at some point some degree of happiness than it is to kind of go completely beyond your comfort zone and kind of be out there, whatever this is. If it's a person you're holding on to, it's something that brings some sort of happiness with thinking about something, because it brings emotion, and if you've been feeling numb, then at least it's something, anyways, this can go really deep, and there's so many different things I can speak about with this. But what seems to be happening here is I think you're just getting sick and tired of something, so that means the pain of it is becoming larger, which is good in the sense that it's kicking you out of a bad habit or a bad situation. So asking this question of why seems to be the breaking point for you of actually going, yeah, why am I? Like, this is a really good question. Now, you do have the Akashic record here in this card, which is you're diving really deep into your soul being to understand this. So you're doing the shadow work. You are finding the answers with this. And the answers seem to be that there is probably a past life with this person, a past life with a certain habit that you are coming into this life to fix, to heal, to break free from. This could be generational trauma, seeing as we have this Emperor energy, okay? And Six of Cups. This could have been things from your childhood, could have something to do with your parents. You could have similar traits or similar habits than them, or I don't know what it is. Seem to have similar lifestyles, whatever it is. You're diving deep into this, you're understanding it, and trust me, you're going to find the answers. It's going to make you feel very protected and very safe, which means that this is something that you're going to be breaking. All right, because it's not serving you. This is not for you. This is for you to break. That's the only reason why it's in your life. The only reason why it came into your life was to break away from it, was to tackle this karmic cycle. Now you have the Queen of Wands, which is the element that you're jumping into, the element that you are becoming, which is just your authentic self anyways. You're kind, you're compassionate, all right, bubbly energy. But the Fool card being here as well is this is you taking a leap of faith. And I did ask into what, and we had the Six of Wands. So moving away from problems, moving away from conflict, moving away from really toxic situations. It's competitive, it's argumentative, it's just confrontational, and it's conflicting, and it's a never-ending cycle to it. So again, bad habits, a constant cycle, whatever this is, you're breaking free from it. Seems to follow the same kind of message here. So I will pull more cards out. You then have higher power. So all of your oracle cards are very, very deep and very connected to the universe. So I think the work that you're doing is helping you heal yourself. The work that you're doing is helping you feel more connected to you. And the more that you're becoming connected, you're becoming more conscious and more aware. And this is going to be helping you to tackle certain fears and certain habits, all right, that you need to tackle. Like, make sure you sleep within this week, because this stuff can be very mentally draining. You may not have much energy for other things. What's going on for Libras this week? 10 of Wands is a lot of unbaggage, like a lot of unpacking the baggage with the 10 of Wands. It's a final release of something. You then have Justice. So again, release of karmic cycles. You're bringing balance into your life by removing anything that's not yours to have. So releasing any people that are overburdening you with certain things, releasing any attachments you have to certain people who just don't seem to reciprocate the same energy. 10 of Wands is just letting that bag go. Sometimes we can hold on to things. Maybe you're a bit of a hoarder as well. Some of you Libras might need to release some physical objects because these have energy attached to it that's not yours to hold on to. And maybe there's energy around you that's just weighing you down, and you're not even realizing that's not mine. This is not my baggage. This is not my emotion. For a lot of you, if you're empaths, we need to close that circle a little bit and maybe contain that energy here, because when you're empaths and not really knowing how to control your energy, you start to feel emotions from everyone around you. And being in certain spaces and atmospheres and around certain people, we kind of feel their anger too, or we feel their pain too, and we kind of, even if we don't know what's going on, we're feeling pain from someone that we don't even know, you know. It just, anyway, you're kind of releasing this baggage, and again, the justice, you're finally creating that karma for yourself. What's this higher power then? Nine of Cups, you're connecting to wish fulfillment. We have the Magician underneath this as well. So this is about connecting to your wants and desires, and your wants and desires, not those of other people, not that you think other people expect of you either. I think this is where we're talking about stepping into this authentic side of you, is because maybe you're realizing there's been certain things that you've been doing or sticking to that actually were not originally what you wanted. It's what someone else wanted, or this is just the perspective that other people had of you, or what you had of yourself when you were in a hard place, you know. Anyways, this is all changing. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Some of you could be finding like a work opportunity at this time. There's a lot of collaboration, and again, with the Six of Pentacles, we can see that this is about bringing a balance into your life, which is very nice to see. This could be a job opportunity coming through for you that does bring a balance into your life. Some of you could be giving to others at this time, and this is helping you balance your karma as well, by the way. Five of Swords and releasing. Some of you might need to just let some things go if they're trying to leave your life. Like there's no more fighting things that are supposed to end. And this is where it takes strength. Leo energy, by the way, Scorpio as well. Yeah, walking away from things that just aren't serving you anymore. Again, that's that conflict again. I think you're seeing the truth about something. Maybe you've been trying to force something to work, or again, like push for something, and it's just left you in a very like abandoned place. This is what you're moving away from with the Chariot. You're moving away from this abandoned energy, from this neglected energy, from this lack energy. You're moving beyond that, which means you're removing anything that's putting you in that. Beliefs, mindsets, habits, addictions, people, places. You're completely abolishing it. Like I'm just seeing this energy of complete radical changes with that Death card to become more stable in your life. All right, expect your finances to increase when you're doing this, because you're coming from an abundant place. And I apologize if the camera is bugging out a little bit. It's been doing that a lot recently, and I don't know why. Unfinished symphony. All right, some jealousy, some confusion, some like deep digging with the Seven of Cups. There's been confusion, conflict, and like uncertainty when it comes down to something. Again, this is clarifying the unfinished symphony. So I think you were attached to something because there was a lack of answers here and a lot of heartache and pain. This could have been coming from another fire sign. King of Wands, Leo, Sag, Aries. There could have been some triggered energy coming from this. All right, you then have the Knight of Cups, which is about being vulnerable in this situation. We have the Four of Wands too. The World. Someone could be coming in wanting reconciliation here, a new beginning. I don't know if you should allow them in though. Queen of Swords is protecting your heart space. I don't think this person, again, we do have not for you underneath that, so I wouldn't be letting anything in that hurt you already. I think that's the karmic cycle, is this temptation. Yeah, you have the Seven of Swords underneath that as well. Could even be like friends. They at least want to be friends. Four of Wands. No. No, if someone hurt you, you don't want to be letting... Of course, people can change. Let's be open and honest about that. People absolutely can. But if they have hurt you in a way that it just exposes their character, there's no need to let them back in. We forgive, we move forward. I want something fresh and new. You know, someone who hasn't hurt me or manipulated or whatever they've done. So I think this is helping you connect to the shadow side. I just put the cards back and see what came back out, and it's the same things. You're overcoming things that were very challenging for you and finally releasing something. For some of you, you're letting go finally of something that clearly is not supposed to work, and you're gaining success because of it. Five of Swords and then Four of Pentacles is like a very interesting energy. You're rising above it. You're moving forward. You're deciding to be the bigger person in a situation with that Six of Wands here. Because Four of Pentacles is holding on, again, so tightly to something like, this is what I need. And if I don't have it this way, or if it's not this person, or if it's not this situation, then that's it. Like, but you're actually preventing your growth by doing this. When we understand the flow of life, we understand that nothing is permanent, but the impact can be, and see that in a very positive way. The lessons that we learn from situations, and also you can have an abundance coming in, but to have an abundance, you need to be open to the flow of abundance, which means things come in, things come out. It's a healthy flow, like a river, Stagnant waters become very disgusting, so it's just about understanding that things are meant to move. And if things are pushing so much for you to let go of them, the Five of Swords just says, just let them. You may feel like it's a defeat, but in the end, the Six of Wands says that you will be successful because of this. Just let it go. Connect to your higher self. Understand it from a different perspective here. Deal with the emotions, of course, but it's time to release something and dive deep into it, okay? Into why it may have been in your life, or why this was so difficult for you. Because there is a reason. We have affairs with families. This could be family related. Again, we did have that in the beginning, saying this could be to do with your childhood. We have that. We also have grapes, which is time to go out and have fun. We have Tower coming through, so solid foundation, success with effort. So you're rebuilding your structure here. We have December. Person could be a Sagittarius or Capricorn. All right, something could have happened in December. You could have met somebody here with pledge with a close friend. This could be going out with a close friend. Oh, that's way too many, Spirit. No way. But I do want to clarify this one card that just jumped out here. We have the Sun. All right, so this is okay in the end, but we do have Temptation will test you, which is very similar to that devil energy with an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. So make sure we're not being that. Make sure we're not entertaining anyone like that. But you do have the Sun, which is happiness and well-being. So you're moving beyond it, which is very nice to see. All right, for Libra, please. You have Chameleon, Spirit, which I love. And this is saying act as if. So a very big bit of advice I would give, and maybe a little bit of a practice to do within yourself, is to, if you are just wanting to jump into the future, like to be that person, and you have all these goals of who you want to become, what that looks like, then really visualize it. Write it down if you need to, whatever resonates with you the most. Some people prefer saying it out loud. Some people prefer to write it down. Some people love vision boards, so it's creative and you can really see it. Whatever it is, make sure you're visualizing it. Make sure you're writing it down, being very specific enough so that you feel like it's coming in or it's already here already, and act as if it is. Be that person. And something I've been saying a lot today is kind of like asking yourself in certain situations, being conscious enough to go, actually, what would my higher self do? What would that future version of me do in this situation? Because that's a very quick way of bringing that reality into your present moment, because you're acting like it already. You're not going, one day I will be better at this, but not putting any effort towards it. Instead, you're actively acting like it already. And trust me, you're stepping into, each step that you take with that is stepping into that reality. So there we go. My lovelies, I love you guys. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you guys next time.